joined by Dr. John Melki, CEO and Director of Genetic Signatures. John, thanks for your time.
Pleasure, David.
Some would say or think that COVID was the making of genetic signatures, but clearly it wasn't. The work you were doing started well before that.
It certainly did. We're 21 years old. We've been focused on infectious diseases for more than 15 years. We had test kits registered in multiple jurisdictions prior to COVID. So we're in a really good position to detect SARS-CoV-2 when it came out. In fact, before it came out, we already detected the 4 common variants. It was a very easy shift for us. So we were able to bring out a test kit quite early in the process, and that really expanded our customer base, not only in Australia, but in Europe and even the US.
Let's talk about the global growth. How have you achieved it during lockdown?
It wasn't easy. I think that's stating the obvious. We have a dedicated team. We actually expanded the team 2 months before COVID in Europe and the US. We were training our European sales teams in January and February of 2020. I think one of them got the last plane out of Australia. So we had those teams in place, which was a big help. And they said, it's not the first pandemic we've been through, John, so we can, we'll just get through this and we'll go back to core business, which is what we're really excited by. And that's selling these multiplex syndromic kits, which don't pick up just COVID, they pick up COVID and 15 other potential viruses that can cause exactly the same symptoms.
Sales process, how does it occur, how long does it take, and then once you're embedded, how embedded are you?
Yeah, the sales process can vary. I've always said there are no two customers alike. So it's been as short as 3 hours for a small private lab that could make a decision on the spot. Others have taken a much longer time because it's tender-based. So we have to go through that process. But once they're in, they're sticky. We win a contract, it's usually for years. The sales model is quite simple. So we don't do the testing ourselves. We manufacture the test kits and sell them to the pathology lab, which in turn uses them on patient samples. And they get reimbursed via Medicare or whatever the equivalent is overseas. And once we're embedded, every sample that comes through the door gets used with our kit. And as we release new kits for different syndromes like STIs or for all sorts of different conditions, they can easily adopt that. It's exactly the same workflow.
And for people who haven't been following the company, what are some of the key milestones over the last 6 to 12 months?
The key milestone for us is entry into the US, and there was a big step forward where we have completed recruitment of the clinical trial that's required to go through to the FDA. And we've identified an unmet need there for a molecular test that can detect a really large number of enteric protozoans. And we believe we can displace the traditional methods with that. So the key milestone was we completed recruitment of the clinical trial. So the patients are being recruited, and now we're in that process of going through the results and putting the application before the FDA.
And finally, what does the next 12 months look like?
12 months, we're very excited. We're going to leverage the expansion that we've achieved over the last few years, particularly in Europe. We've quadrupled the number of instruments we have in the field, and they're all revenue generating. And we look forward to submitting that application to the FDA and entering the US market.
Exciting times ahead, a well-established business, a massive opportunity. John, thanks for your time.
Thanks so much.